English!
Don't worry. Even if you don't know English, you can learn from English Talk Together channel.
Hello, and a very warm welcome back to the channel. We are so happy to have you here for day 5 of our Spoken English series.
Hi, everyone. Yes, day 5 already. Time is flying, isn't it? If you've been following along since day 1, you're doing amazing.
You really are. And if you're new, don't worry. You've joined us on a perfect day. Before we dive into the lesson, please take a second to click that
really
subscribe
special
button
that
and
I
give
think
this
you'll
video a
find
like.
interesting.
It really helps us keep making these lessons for you. Plus, you won't miss any of our future talks.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. We're your partners in practicing real, natural English.
So, Jack, look at the clock. It's morning for us right now. What are we helping our friends with today?
Today is all about the daily routine. We're going to learn how to describe everything you do from the second you wake up until you close your eyes at night.
Oh, I love this topic. It's so practical. We talk about our routines every single day, don't we?
Exactly. Whether you're at work, meeting a friend for coffee, or just chatting with a neighbor, people always ask, "How was your day?" Or, "What do you usually do?"
Right. It's the foundation of conversation. But before we get into the how-to, Jack, tell me, are you a morning person or a night owl?
Oh, definitely a night owl. I struggle in the morning. I'm like a zombie until I have my coffee. How about you, Amma?
I'm the opposite. I love the early morning. It's so quiet and peaceful. I feel like I can conquer the world at 6 a.m.
6 a.m. Wow. That's a bit too early for me. But that's the beauty of routines. Everyone's is different.
So true. And today, we're going to give our viewers the words to describe their specific day. We'll start with the morning, move to the afternoon, and finish with the evening.
Step by step, just like a real day.
Exactly. So let's jump right into phase 1, the morning routine.
Okay, Amma, let's start at the very beginning. What's the first thing that happens?
Well, for most of us, it starts with a sound we all love to hate, the alarm clock.
Don't remind me. My alarm is so loud. It goes beep, beep, beep.
Mine is actually a soft bird sound, but it still feels like a shock. So the first phrase we need is, my alarm goes off.
Goes off. That's interesting. It sounds like a bomb, but it just means it starts ringing, right?
Exactly. You can say, my alarm goes off at 7 a.m.
Okay, so my alarm goes off at 7:30, but I don't get up right away. I hit the snooze button.
Oh, Jack, you're one of those people.
Guilty. I hit snooze at least 3 times. It gives me 10 extra minutes of sleep each time.
That's a great phrase for everyone to learn. To hit the snooze button. It means to delay the alarm.
Right. So eventually, I have to actually stop the alarm. Then what?
Then you wake up. Now, there is a small difference between waking up and getting up. Jack, do you know what it is?
I think waking up is just opening your eyes, like you are no longer asleep.
Precisely. You wake up when your eyes open, but getting up means you actually leave the bed. Your feet hit the floor.
Ah, that makes sense. So I might wake up at 7:30, but I don't get up until 8 because I'm checking my phone or hitting snooze.
Perfect example. I wake up at 7:30, but I get up at 8. It's a very common distinction in English.
Okay, so now I'm out of bed, I'm standing up, I'm still a bit sleepy. What's the next step in a typical routine?
Usually, the next stop is the bathroom. Most people say, I wash my face.
I definitely do that. Cold water. It's the only way to survive.
Me too. And then, of course, I brush my teeth.
That's a must. Morning breath is no joke. Definitely not. And for many people, especially men, they might say, I shave. Or for women, I put on my makeup.
Right, right.
I shave maybe every 2 days, not every day.
That's fair. Now, after the bathroom, we have to get ready for the world. What do we do with our clothes?
We get dressed.
Exactly. I get dressed. You can also be more specific. You could say, I put on my work clothes or I put on my gym clothes.
I usually put on my gym clothes first because I like to exercise early.
That's a great habit. So you could say, after I get dressed, I go for a run or I go to the gym.
Exactly. But wait, we forgot something very important, something that smells delicious in the morning.
Breakfast!
Yes, I can't function without breakfast.
Me neither. We use the verb have or eat for meals. So I have breakfast or I eat breakfast.
Is there a difference?
Not really. Have breakfast is very common and sounds very natural. I have breakfast at 8:30.
Okay. And what about the drink, the most important drink of the day?
You mean coffee?
Of course, I make coffee, or if I'm in a hurry, I might grab a coffee on my way to work.
Grab a coffee. I like that. It sounds fast, like you're picking it up from a cafe.
Exactly. It's that on-the-go lifestyle.
So let's recap the morning flow so far. Jack, can you try to put those phrases together into a short story?
Sure. Let's see. My alarm goes off at 7. I wake up, but I stay in bed for a few minutes. Then I get up and wash my face. I get dressed, have a quick breakfast, and make a big cup of coffee.
Beautiful. That sounded so natural. Did you notice how Jack used the word then?
Oh yeah, I used it to connect the actions.
That's a sequence word. It helps the listener understand the order of things. We also use words like after that or next.
So I could say I wash my face. After that, I get dressed.
Exactly. It makes the conversation flow like a river instead of a series of short, choppy sentences.
That's a good tip. Now, what about the commute? Getting to the place where we spend most of our day.
Right, leaving the house. Most people say, I leave for work at 8:30 or I leave the house at 8.
And there are different ways to get there. I drive to work.
And I take the bus. You could also take the train, ride a bike, or even walk if you're lucky enough to live close by.
I wish I could walk, but it's too far, so I drive. It takes about 20 minutes.
It takes 20 minutes. That's another great phrase. It describes the duration. My commute takes half an hour.
Commute? That's a fancy word.
It just means the journey between your home and your work. I have a long commute or I have a short commute.
Got it. So I arrive at the office. Or if you work from home, like many people do now, you might say, I start work.
Right. I start work at 9 a.m. or I log on to my computer.
Log on. That's very modern. I like it.
It is. And for students, they would say, I head to school or I start classes.
Okay, so we've made it through the morning. We've woken up, we've eaten, we've traveled, and now we are at our desks or in our classrooms.
That's the first big chunk of the day. It feels like a lot when you say it all at once, doesn't it?
It really does. But when you use these simple phrases, it becomes easy to explain.
Exactly. It's all about these small building blocks. I do this, then I do that.
You know, I realize that even though our routines are different, you like the early morning and I like to sleep in, we use the exact same English to describe them.
That's the secret, Jack. The actions are universal. Everyone wakes up. Everyone eats. Everyone starts their day somehow.
Right. It's just the times and the details that change.
Exactly. For example, instead of I make coffee, someone might say I make tea. Or instead of I drive, they say I walk.
It's like a puzzle where you can swap the pieces.
I love that analogy. It's exactly like a puzzle.
So, we've covered the morning puzzle. Should we talk a bit more about the work morning before we move to lunch?
Good idea. What's the first thing you usually do when you get to your desk, Jack?
Well, the very first thing is I check my emails. It's always a bit overwhelming.
Oh, I know the feeling. You open the laptop and boom, 50 new messages.
Exactly. So I check my emails and I reply to the urgent ones.
Reply to. That's a good phrasal verb. You can also say answer emails.
Right. And then, usually around 10:30, I have a meeting.
Meetings are a huge part of many routines. You can say, I attend a meeting or I have a meeting.
I usually just say I have a meeting. It sounds more casual.
It does. I have a meeting with my boss or I have a team meeting.
And sometimes these meetings are online, so I join a video call.
Join a call. Very common.
After the meeting, I might take a short break. I'll walk around, stretch my legs, maybe get a glass of water.
That's important for health. Taking a break is a vital part of any routine.
It keeps me sane, Amma. If I sit for 4 hours, I get very cranky.
I can imagine. So I take a break at 11. Then I work for another hour until it's finally lunchtime.
The best time of the day.
It really is. We have covered the entire morning and the start of the workday. We're really moving now.
We sure are. I feel like I've already done a full day's work just talking about it.
Well, stay energized because we have the whole afternoon and evening to go.
I'm ready. But first, let's check in with our friends watching.
I'm definitely ready. My stomach is actually starting to growl just thinking about the lunch break.
Perfect timing then. Let's dive into the middle of the day. The afternoon and midday transition. So the clock strikes 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. In English, we call this midday.
Right, and that's when most people take a lunch break.
Exactly. Notice we say take a break. You can say, I take my lunch break at 1 p.m. Jack, do you usually eat at your desk or go out?
Oh, I try to get away from my desk. If I stay there, I end up working and eating at the same time, which isn't a break at all.
That's a bad habit. I usually pack a lunch from home. It's healthier and saves money.
Pack a lunch. That means you prepare it in the morning or the night before and bring it with you, right?
Exactly. But on Fridays, I like to eat out with my colleagues. We go to a little cafe down the street.
Nice. So eat out means going to a restaurant or a cafe. I usually grab a sandwich from the deli nearby.
There's that word, grab again. You really like doing things quickly, don't you?
I guess I do. I grab a sandwich and eat it in the park, if the weather is nice, of course.
That sounds lovely. After lunch, do you ever feel a bit sleepy?
Oh, every single day. Around 2 p.m., I hit a wall. I feel like I need a nap.
We call that the afternoon slump. It's very common. Some people have another cup of coffee to wake up.
That's me. I have my second cup of coffee at 2:30 p.m. Then I get back to work.
Get back to work. That's a perfect phrase for starting your tasks again after a break. You can also say, I resume my work.
Resume sounds a bit more formal, doesn't it?
It does. In a normal conversation, get back to is much more common. I got back to my emails after lunch.
Okay, so the afternoon is usually when I do my deep work. I focus on projects or write reports.
For me, the afternoon is full of phone calls. I spend a lot of time on the phone with clients.
Do you say I make calls or I take calls?
Both. If I'm the one calling, I make a call. If someone calls me, I take a call.
Got it. And what about those of us who aren't in an office, like students or parents at home?
Great point. A student's afternoon might involve going to the library or doing homework.
And a parent might pick up the kids from school. That's a huge part of a daily routine for many people.
Yes, pick up is the phrasal verb there. I pick up my daughter at 3:30 p.m. And the opposite is drop off in the morning.
Ah, so I drop off the kids at 8 a.m. and I pick them up at 3 p.m.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about that time when work is finally over. What do you call that, Jack?
I call it freedom. But I think the phrase is finish work or get off work.
Yes, get off work is very common in spoken English. What time do you get off?
I usually get off work at 5 p.m., but sometimes I have to work overtime.
Work overtime means working more hours than your usual schedule, like staying until 6 or 7 p.m.
Exactly. But on a normal day, I leave at 5 and then I head home.
Head home. I love that expression. It just means go home.
But I don't always go straight home. Sometimes I have errands to run.
Ooh, run errands. That's a great phrase. Can you explain what that means?
Sure, running errands means doing those small jobs you need to do, like going to the grocery store, stopping by the post office, or picking up dry cleaning.
Perfect. So you might say, I get off work at 5, then I run some errands before I go home.
Right. And sometimes I stop by the gym on my way back.
You're so disciplined, Jack. If I go home first, I will never leave again. I'll just sit on the sofa.
That's why I don't go home first. If I sit down, it's game over. So I go straight to the gym for an hour.
So, you work out from 5:30 to 6:30.
Exactly. Work out is the verb for doing exercise.
Then you finally arrive home, or as some people say, get in. I finally got in at 7 p.m.
Get in. I haven't heard that one much.
It's very common when talking about arriving at your house. What time did you get in last night?
Oh, okay. So I get in around 7, and the first thing I do is take off my shoes and change into comfortable clothes.
Yes, there is no better feeling than taking off work clothes and putting on sweatpants or pajamas.
We call those comfy clothes in my house.
Comfy clothes. I love it. So, you're home, you're comfy. Now the evening begins.
And the first thing on the evening agenda is usually dinner.
Right. Do you cook dinner or do you prefer something easier?
I actually like cooking. It helps me unwind after a long day.
Unwind. That's a beautiful word. It means to relax or let go of stress.
Yeah, I'll put on some music and whip up something simple.
Whip up. You have so many great idioms today, Jack. Whip up means to cook something very quickly and easily.
I try. So I whip up some pasta or stir fry. Then I sit down to eat.
Do you eat in front of the TV?
Sometimes. Okay, most of the time. Is that bad?
A lot of people do it. They say, I eat dinner while watching the news, or I watch a show while I eat.
It's my way of switching off.
Switching off, another great one. It means to stop thinking about work or responsibilities.
Exactly. After dinner, there's one chore that nobody likes.
Let me guess, doing the dishes?
Yes, I hate it. But it has to be done. I wash the dishes and tidy up the kitchen.
Tidy up. That means to make things neat and organized. You're not doing a deep clean, just a quick straighten up.
Right, just putting things back where they belong.
So let's pause for a second. We've gone from lunch at 1 p.m. all the way to a clean kitchen at 8 p.m.
It's a busy afternoon.
It really is. Let's try to summarize the afternoon using some of those sequence words we talked about earlier.
Okay, let me try. I have lunch at 1 o'clock. After that, I get back to work and attend a few meetings. Once I get off work at 5, I run some errands and then head home. When I get in, I change into my comfy clothes and cook dinner. Finally, I wash the dishes and relax.
That was perfect. You used after that, once, when, and finally. It sounds like a very clear story.
It feels much better than just saying I eat, I work, I go home.
Much better. And for our viewers, notice how Jack used the present simple tense. I have, I get, I cook.
Why do we use that tense for routines, Amma?
Because we are talking about things that are generally true or habits. We aren't talking about what we are doing right now at this exact second. We are talking about what happens every day.
Ah, so if I say I'm cooking dinner, it means I'm at the stove right now.
Exactly. But if you say, I cook dinner, it means that is your usual routine.
That's a very important tip. Present simple for habits.
You got it. Now, Jack, before we move into the late evening and nighttime routine, do you have any afternoon habits that are a bit unusual?
Well, I always water my plants at 4 p.m. If I don't do it then, I forget.
Oh, that's nice. I water my plants. My unusual habit is that I always check the mail the second I get home. I love getting letters, even if it's just bills.
Bills aren't very exciting, Amma.
I know, but it's part of the routine.
It's funny how these small things, watering plants, checking mail, make up our lives.
They really do. And when you learn how to say them in English, you can share your life with people all over the world.
That's why we're here.
Exactly. Okay, so we've finished the afternoon. The kitchen is clean. The sun is going down.
It's time for the final part of the day.
the wind down.
I'm looking forward to this part. I'm getting sleepy just talking about it.
Don't fall asleep yet. We have more to teach.
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Good, because the evening routine is where we use a lot of self-care vocabulary.
Ooh, I like that. Self-care, taking care of your mind and body.
Exactly.
We're halfway through the day, but we've got so much more to share about the night. I'm definitely ready. The kitchen is clean, the workday is a distant memory, and now it's time for my favorite part, the me time.
Me time. That's a great expression. It refers to the time you spend doing things just for yourself to relax. The evening relaxation and nighttime routine.
So it's 8:30 p.m., I've finished the dishes. What's next in a typical evening routine?
For many people, this is when they settle in for the night.
Settle in. That sounds cozy, like a bird in a nest.
Exactly. It means to get comfortable in your home. You might say, I settle in on the sofa with a blanket.
That's exactly what I do, and then I turn on the TV.
Or you might stream a show. A lot of people don't watch regular TV anymore. They use Netflix or YouTube.
Right. I'm binge watching a new series lately.
Binge watching. That's when you watch many episodes of a show one after another. I binge watched 5 episodes last night.
I may have done that once or twice, but if I'm being good, I'll read a book instead.
Reading is a great way to relax the mind. Some people also like to listen to a podcast or put on some mellow music.
Mellow. That means soft and calm, right?
Yes, exactly. Not loud rock music, but something peaceful.
What about hobbies? My sister does yoga in the evening to stretch her muscles.
That's very common. Others might do some journaling.
Journaling. Is that just writing in a diary?
Essentially, yes. It's writing down your thoughts or what happened during the day. It helps some people clear their heads.
I should try that. My head is usually full of all the things I need to do tomorrow.
That's why people make a to-do list for the next day. It's part of the routine to stay organized.
Okay, so I've watched my show. I've relaxed. Now it's getting late, maybe 10 p.m.
Now we start the bedtime routine, or the wind down.
The first step for me is to lock the doors and turn off the lights.
Safety first, and then we head back to the bathroom.
Round 2. I brush my teeth again, of course.
And many people take a shower at night. Some people prefer morning showers to wake up, but a night shower can help you sleep.
I'm a night shower person. There's a specific word for a very hot, relaxing bath, isn't there?
You mean soaking in the tub?
Yes. I love to soak in the tub after a long day. It feels like all the stress just melts away.
That sounds wonderful. While you're in the bathroom, you might also wash your face and apply some moisturizer.
My skincare routine.
Exactly. Everyone has a skincare routine these days, even if it's just a little bit of soap and water.
Hey, I use moisturizer too. Now, once I'm clean and ready, I put on my pajamas.
Or your sleepwear.
And then I crawl into bed.
Crawl into bed? It sounds like you are very tired.
I usually am. But I don't go to sleep immediately. I set my alarm for the next morning first.
Oh, that's critical. If you forget that, the whole routine breaks tomorrow.
Exactly. I set it for 7:30, and then I might scroll through my phone for a few minutes.
Shaking her head. Jack, we talked about this. The blue light from the phone is bad for your sleep.
I know. It's a bad habit. I'm trying to stop.
Smiling. Instead of scrolling, you could meditate for 5 minutes.
Meditate. To sit quietly and focus on your breathing.
Yes, there are even apps that help you do it. It's a great way to drift off.
Drift off. That's a poetic way to say fall asleep.
It is. It's that slow transition from being awake to being asleep. I was reading my book and I slowly drifted off.
And then, finally, it's lights out.
Lights out. The end of the day. You fall asleep and start dreaming.
Hopefully dreaming about English vocabulary.
That would be the best kind of practice.
So, that's the whole cycle, from the alarm in the morning to the lights out at night.
It sounds so simple when we break it down like this, doesn't it?
It does. And I noticed we used a lot of frequency adverbs today without even thinking about it.
You're right. Words like usually, always, sometimes, and never.
Can we explain those? They are so important for talking about routines.
Of course, these words tell us how often we do something.
So, always means 100% of the time. I always brush my teeth.
And usually is maybe 80% or 90%. I usually get up at 7, but not on weekends.
Then there's often, which is maybe 60% or 70%. I often go for a run in the afternoon.
Sometimes is 50-50. I sometimes eat pizza for dinner.
And rarely is very low, maybe 10%. I rarely stay up past midnight.
Finally, never is 0%. I never drink coffee before bed.
Those words really change the meaning of the routine. If I say I always work out, it sounds very different from I sometimes work out.
It really does. It adds detail and accuracy to your speech.
Let's try to use some of those in our nighttime summary.
Okay, I'll go first. I usually settle in around 8:30. I always wash my face and apply moisturizer. I sometimes read a book, but I never watch scary movies at night because I won't be able to sleep.
No scary movies for Amma. My turn. I usually watch a show for an hour. I often check my emails one last time, even though I shouldn't. I always set my alarm, and I rarely fall asleep before 11 p.m.
Perfect. Our viewers can use these words to make their descriptions more interesting.
You know, Amma, talking about a routine is like telling a story where you are the main character.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's the story of your life, one day at a time.
And today, we've given everyone the script for that story.
We have. We've covered the early morning, the commute, the workday, the afternoon errands, the evening relaxation, and the final bedtime habits.
It's a lot of vocabulary, but if you practice one section at a time, it's very manageable.
Exactly. Don't try to learn everything in 1 minute. Maybe today, just practice talking about your morning. Tomorrow, try the afternoon.
That's great advice. Step-by-step expansion.
Precisely.
Wow, Amma, we've already covered so much. I'm looking at our word count, and we are doing great. We've really expanded on every little detail.
We have, but we aren't finished yet. We still need to talk about weekend routines because those are often very different from our Monday to Friday lives.
Oh, definitely. On Saturdays, my routine completely changes. I don't even use an alarm.
Me neither. That's called sleeping in.
Sleeping in, one of the best phrases in the English language.
I agree. Absolutely, Jack. Let's bring this routine journey home for our viewers. The last section is crucial for showing how flexible routines can be, especially on weekends.
My favorite kind of flexibility. Let's dive into those weekend rhythms and wrap up with some powerful practice tips.
So, Jack, we've talked all about the weekday routine, but what happens when the alarm doesn't go off?
That's when I sleep in. It's the best feeling in the world. I love to lie in bed until 9 or 10 a.m.
Lie in bed. That just means staying in bed longer than usual, enjoying the comfort.
Exactly. No rush, no stress. And then my morning routine changes completely. I don't rush out the door.
Rush out the door. That's a good phrase for a busy weekday morning. On weekends, you have more time.
For sure. On weekends, I have a leisurely breakfast. I might even make pancakes or waffles.
Ooh, fancy. Leisurely means unhurried, relaxed. That sounds much nicer than a quick weekday toast.
It is. And I often read the newspaper while I eat, something I never do during the week.
That's a classic weekend activity. After breakfast, do you still go to the gym?
Sometimes, but on weekends, I might go for a hike or play tennis. I try to do more outdoor activities.
So your weekend routine is more about recreation and hobbies.
Exactly. I might meet up with friends for coffee or go shopping.
Meet up with friends, a very common phrase. And go shopping could be for groceries or just for fun.
Usually for fun on Saturdays. Then, in the afternoon, I might do some gardening or work on my car.
Do some gardening or work in the garden. great phrases for outdoor hobbies. My weekend afternoons often involve visiting family.
That's a lovely routine. And what about the evenings? Do you still cook dinner?
Sometimes, but on Saturday nights, I often order takeout, maybe some sushi or Thai food.
Oh, order takeout. That's a classic weekend treat. Or we might go to a movie or have people over.
Have people over. That means inviting friends to your house for a meal or just to socialize.
Yes, we love to entertain on Saturdays.
Entertain, another great word for having guests. And then, do you still go to bed at the same time?
Not usually. I might stay up late watching a movie or talking with friends.
Stay up late. That's a classic weekend luxury. You can also say burn the midnight oil if you're working late, but that's less fun.
I definitely don't want to burn the midnight oil on a Saturday. Then on Sunday, my routine is a bit different again. I usually do laundry and prepare for the week ahead.
Do laundry. That means washing clothes. And prepare for the week ahead is super important. I usually meal prep on Sundays.
Meal prep. That means cooking food in advance for the coming week, right?
Exactly. It saves so much time during the busy weekdays. I also plan my outfits for the week.
So Sunday is more about getting organized, a bit more relaxed than a weekday, but still with a purpose.
Exactly. It's a transition day. So you can see how different a weekend routine can be from a weekday one.
And really highlights how versatile the language is for routines. We use the same verbs, but the context changes.
Precisely. Now, let's talk about some common idioms or expressions related to daily routines. These will make your English sound even more natural.
Ooh, I love idioms. They add so much flavor.
They do. Here's one, to get into the swing of things.
Get into the swing of things. What does that mean?
It means to get accustomed to a new routine or situation. For example, it took me a few days to get into the swing of things at my new job.
Ah, so you're comfortable with the routine now. That makes sense.
Here's another, to break the routine.
That's easy. That means to do something different from what you usually do. Like when I go on vacation, I break my routine.
Perfect example. Or, I like to break the routine sometimes and have dinner for breakfast.
That is breaking the routine. How about to fall behind schedule?
That means you're not doing things at the planned time. You're late. I fell behind schedule this morning because my bus was late.
And the opposite would be to be ahead of schedule.
Exactly. I finished my report early, so I'm ahead of schedule.
Nice. What about when you just do something automatically, without thinking?
Ah, you mean to do something on autopilot.
Yes. I'm so tired in the morning, I do my routine on autopilot.
That's a great one. It means you're doing it from habit, almost without conscious thought.
These idioms really paint a picture, don't they?
They do, and using them will show that you're becoming very fluent. Now, for the final part of our session, let's give our viewers some practical tips for mastering routine vocabulary.
This is important. Learning is one thing, but applying it is another.
My first tip is keep a daily log or journal.
Oh, like the journaling we talked about.
Yes. Every night, write down 3 things you did that day. For example, this morning I woke up early. In the afternoon, I had a meeting. Tonight, I watched a movie.
That's a simple way to practice, and it uses all the time phrases we discussed.
Exactly. My second tip, narrate your day aloud.
Oh, like we're doing right now?
Pretty much. As you're doing your routine, say it in English in your head or quietly aloud. Now I'm brushing my teeth. Now I'm making coffee.
That helps your brain connect the actions with the English words. It's like creating a mental dictionary.
It is. My third tip, practice with a partner.
This is where we come in. You can watch our videos and practice speaking along with us.
Absolutely. Or find a language exchange partner. Ask each other, what's your morning routine? Or what do you do after work?
Real conversation is the best practice.
My fourth tip, use visuals.
Like drawing a picture of your day?
Yes, or finding pictures online of people doing different routine activities. Label them in English. Man brushing teeth, woman cooking dinner.
That makes it very concrete and easy to remember.
My final and perhaps most important tip, start small and build up.
Don't try to master the entire day's vocabulary at once.
Exactly. Focus on your morning routine for a week. Once you feel confident, add your afternoon routine, then the evening.
It's that step-by-step expansion method we keep talking about.
It works for learning English, just like it works for planning your day.
This has been an incredibly thorough lesson, Amma. We've really broken down every part of the daily routine.
We have, Jack. From the earliest alarm to the final lights out, our viewers now have the tools to describe their entire day.
And not just describe it, but describe it naturally with all the nuances of frequency and specific actions.
That's the goal, to give them confidence and fluency.
So, viewers, your challenge for today is to think about your daily routine.
Pick one part of your day, morning, afternoon, or evening, and try to describe it using the phrases and tips we've shared today.
Don't forget those frequency adverbs like usually, often, and sometimes.
And please share your routine in the comments below. We love reading your examples and seeing your progress.
It's so rewarding for us. Every comment, every practice sentence helps you and encourages us.
So thank you so much for joining us for day 5. You've done an amazing job, and we're incredibly proud of your dedication.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and remember that every little bit of effort makes a huge difference.
We'll see you next time for day 6, where we'll explore another essential topic in spoken English.
Until then, have a fantastic rest of your day, and we hope your routine is filled with success and happiness.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.